we'd like to thank all the different manufacturers that came out, but first and foremost, we want to introduce you all to Jan Haldeman, who is our builder. Jan, if you would grace us with your presence. This guy was the first person we asked about this project. So you've all asked me several questions about how's it been going and what's the biggest challenge. If it wasn't for the general being sold into this whole process, none of this would happen. So he was able to talk to his subcontractors and get them all on board. So we had a opening ground ceremony, and he was able to bring out all his subcontractors who were going to be involved in the project, and had them all say, "Hey, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it." So without him, none of this would have been possible.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah. Also, a shout out to Marcy, who's been invaluable for us along the process. Marcy Sudan is our interior designer. She's kind of, in a sense, somewhat of Jan's right-hand person. When we have so much going on in our lives as far as our careers, we have to have someone else other than Jan to kind of get through some of our design elements, but also keep track of our scheduling and those type of things going out. So without Marcy, of course, we would also be deep in the weeds, deep doo-doo, because she kept us on track. And so Renee and her work very hard together on things, and I know they nicknamed me the design assistant, but truly it was their kind of gig. I just was along for the ride. Some of the manufacturers you guys, I'm not sure you know about the first one. And Jessica from Simpson Strong Ties. Most builders using Simpson ties for most of their projects. I mean, percentage-wise, building the house, because there's a lot of things we can't see. The hangers and all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of it is internal. It's already covered up now by the walls, but you can actually, if you look up, you'll see a number of girder hangers up here for this awning, a couple of post caps, and they're actually manufactured in Stockton, California.
Which is great, because Stockton's in Chapter 11 as a city, so it's great to think that we can help keep those people employed.
Most definitely. You know, everybody was kind of hurt a little bit when, you know, the construction kind of took a downfall, but, you know, we're coming back and we've been able to hold strong, so it's been really great.
Great. When I talked to Desiree the first time we started this project, we had a material list sent in from Jan regarding all the different things you guys make. So when people go to the store and they see Simpson Strong Ties or Simpson products, is that representative of regional, or as we were saying earlier, is it East Coast something?
Well, you know, for the most part, if you are shopping locally, it'll be manufactured here locally. We do have a
Local
facility.
being, sorry, California.
California. We have a facility in Stockton, California, and then also in Pleasanton. The first Simpson hanger was actually manufactured in Oakland.
Right.
In 1956, so we definitely have a
go
stronghold in California, but you know, there are manufacturing plants throughout the United States.
Great. And so as consumers, when they're making the choice of shopping, as I kind of said in my soapbox speech, how can they make sure they're actually buying American products when looking for different components of their housing?
Well, I mean, doing the research is a big thing, like what you guys have done here. I mean, the time it must have taken you to research all these products must have been a lot. But definitely do your research, you know, look into the companies and see where your products are coming from. That's, you know, key. A lot of times there'll be a label that'll say Made in America, but sometimes digging a little deeper just to make sure that it's manufactured here in the United States is what you need to do.
Yeah, that's one thing that we found challenging, and I didn't really talk about it because it's probably not the best thing, but when people say they're made in America, there's no real qualifications for that. So how do you handle that as a company?
Well, you know, it's a little tough because when people say made in America, it doesn't necessarily mean that every part and piece of that, you know, whatever you may be purchasing, was manufactured here. You know, the Simpson Strong Tie products are, but you know, there's aspects within construction they say made in America, and doesn't necessarily mean the whole entire thing has been made in America. So you really have to do your research.
Right, which is the most challenging.
Yes.
Good. All right.
Very good. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I
Thanks
really
for coming
appreciate
out.
it. Yes.
Appreciate it.